If you're a teacher who wants to start an online tutoring business in summer 2025, or if you're an online tutor who wants to scale your existing student base this summer, there's only 3 things that you should be considering when it comes to getting online tutoring students throughout the summer. And in this video, I'm going to share exactly what those 3 ways are so you know exactly what to follow based on where you're at inside of your business. And over the past 5 years, I've helped over 3,000 teachers do this. So I'm going to break down what works based on where you're at inside of your business. So if you're just getting started or if you've got an existing student base, it's going to be different on how you need to approach growing your own online tutoring business this summer. So let's jump in. I'm going to share my screen. We'll look at the 3 ways. We'll look at how you can price your services, what to offer in the summer, how to sell, all of that, so you can approach this summer with clarity when it comes to running and getting students for your own online tutoring business. Let me share my screen. We'll jump in. So here's the 3 ways to get online tutoring students in the summer. I'm going to break down the 3 different types of offers that you can run, and I'll share who should do what offer and what to include, how to price it, what the focus is over summer. So the first offer I want to share with you is what I call the Summer Accelerator. Now, this is specifically for teachers who are already running an online tutoring business. Okay, so you've already got students. Perhaps you've got about a student base of 50 plus students, so you've been doing this a while. Or if you've had just previous experience in running summer camps, summer workshops in your own online tutoring business before. Okay, do not do this if you are just starting out. Okay, now the goals of this Summer Accelerator is essentially just a summer boot camp, right? And so it's a specific summer program. And so you stop your normal classes over summer. Let's say that you were having group classes running or private tuition or however your business currently runs. You would stop those classes for the school holidays and you would simply just run a summer themed 30-day or 6-week program and sign students up for that. You can then market this to your current students because it's kind of like a top up, right? It's like an upsell or an extra value add, and you can also promote it to new students. And the reason why this is what you should do if you've already been tutoring online is, it's very easy for you to pivot and create a new program because you've got experience with it. And therefore, you've got a current client base to market this to. So you're going to get some easy signups. All right. And so it's kind of different for them because instead of their normal classes, you can sell this new incentive. And so it's going to be a lot easier to fill the summer program. Okay. Now, if you've got existing students that don't want to do your summer program and you run a specific summer themed program for your students, then what you could do with current students who just want to have the summer off is take a deposit for the full term or full semester classes. And we'll cover that in a second and how you should kind of price that to create a little bit of urgency and perhaps give them an exclusive reason for locking in their spot early. But we'll come on to that in a bit, okay? Now, any new students, because you can now start to promote this to your email list, for example. If you've been collecting leads or generating leads for your tutoring business, you've probably got an email list. So you can kind of market to that email list for free. Right? And so it's another reason why I only recommend running a summer camp if you've got existing students, because you will have marketed your business. So you've already got an email list to market and promote this to. Okay. And so therefore, you can create new signups from students who perhaps were on the fence, who've been following you for the academic year, and just framing it around the summer might be enough to just push them in, get them over the edge. They want to taste what you've got, like as an easy foot in the door. Okay. And so then you can enroll those students and upsell them into your full term classes, right? In September, in the autumn. Now, it's also a great way to get testimonials, right? So you can get a lot of testimonials that are going to help support you for the academic year based on students who excel in the summer, okay? So that's really the goals of the summer program. Just sell to existing students, create a summer themed program, 30 days to 6 weeks, and you stop your normal classes. And so when you think about the summer program focus, what do you teach? Well, you can just teach key concepts to get ahead for the new academic year. So that can be the focus of the program. And that's why you can incentivize your current students to sign up, or students who are on your email list, or if you wanted to market this on your social media channels, you can, of course, promote the fact that it's helping them get prepared, get ahead for when they go back in the new academic year. So they go back to school, top of the class. right? Another way to focus your summer program and what to work on is closing knowledge gaps, right? So if you think about students who have been in your current classes, or perhaps students who are on your email list, or new students that you market to, a great way to incentivize them to sign up for summer is, of course, the fact that maybe they've got some missing knowledge gaps that they need to close up and they don't want to go back to school further ahead. So you can make the whole summer themed program for 30 days about kind of patching up any weaknesses and working with the students to help them do that. Another focus is just teach key fundamental skills, right? The reading, the exam prep, just exam techniques. And so think about what subject you offer, and you can just teach, let's say you're doing 30 days, which is about 4 individual weeks, right? Give or take. Each week could just be a specific skill or topic that you focus on. And so you're really just helping students to develop key fundamental skills in the subject that you teach, okay? Another way to do it is run it as a challenge, a theme. If it's the summer, students don't want to feel like they're back in school, right? There needs to be some sort of theme, challenge. You can create an award system. You can have prizes each week. They can collect points. You could theme it based on something that the students are into. For example, younger kids are going to probably like things. I know my kids who are in primary school, they like Dogman, right? Or people used to like Paw Patrol, whereas students at the other end are probably going to like specific films, or maybe they're into sport. And so you can get your groups divided into teams, and you could create competitions based on attendance, on work submitted, challenges, worksheets, assessments, and then you can add that kind of theme to it. In terms of lesson structure, you can do this a few different ways. You could just have daily drop-in classes. So the key behind this, obviously in the summer, it's a great time if you've got an online tutoring business to focus on building and preparing and refining anything that you want for the new academic year. So you don't want to be teaching all the time, because you also want to be pre-selling. And we're going to come on to that in a bit. And so that's so that you can fill your classes for the summer term, right? And so you don't want to be teaching all day long. So the way that you could structure this, it can be a little bit more loose, a little bit more flexible compared to how you ran your classes during the actual term time at school. So you could literally just have one class in the morning, one class in the afternoon each day, okay? That allows students, your existing students, to just choose a time that they can attend, and maybe they can choose to attend 2 lessons or 3 lessons a week. It's up to you how you want to structure that. Maybe it's just 1. It depends on the size of your student base. So you just make it flexible which lesson they can attend, and you're always just teaching during that lesson. Okay, so you can probably have bigger groups in the summer as well. Okay, another way to do it is you could, of course, just have scheduled groups. You select when the timetables are, what times you're going to be running the sessions, and each week, each group maybe have 5 to 10 students in a group doing it this way. They get 1 to 2 lessons a week. You can, of course, decide on the cadence and the frequency, and they have to book, and then you can fill up the slots, and you can absolutely do it that way as well. And then if you had sometimes were oversubscribed, maybe you can get another teacher in at the same time, and you just do breakout rooms. And so you can just assign the classes that way. In terms of how you price this, what I would do is 30 days, anywhere from $97 to $297. Okay, or you could even go $497. It really depends on your experience, your sales skills, and your offer, meaning the students you're serving, the age group, and kind of what your focus is. 6 weeks, probably anywhere from $197 to $497. So this is either in pounds or dollars, right? But the goal behind this is simply to keep your students engaged. The goal isn't really to make money with this summer program over the summer. Sure, it's a little bit of cash coming in the door. The goal is to keep the students engaged, to then be able to upsell them at the end to sign up for perhaps the whole academic year or the full term. All right, so what you can do at the end of your summer program, if you run it like this, you could run an awards ceremony where you can celebrate to all of the students, and you can give out prizes, you can give out awards of who did really well in the summer. And then from there, you could create an irresistible offer where they could sign up for the first term or semester of the next academic year, or even the whole academic year, with some crazy bonuses, some discounts if they sign up right away. And that way you can get a massive cash injection into the business. And of course, it's going to be way easier to retain your students that way as well. And so you could then make a ton of enrollments without having to take individual sales calls things like that. And you could present end of summer award ceremony. So this is the first way that you could run summer classes. Again, this is really specifically for teachers who've already got students. I would recommend 50 plus students. If you haven't got that, I'm going to recommend one of the other ways that we're going to cover now. And so, or you've at least had experience in running summer classes before, okay? So let's move on to tutoring offer number 2. Now this can work for anybody, okay? So if you want to teach throughout the summer, but you're just getting started, this can work for you. If you want a predictable business, this can work for you as well. And you don't want to create some sort of summer themed program, because let's be honest, and the reason why I was saying previously, you've got the summer accelerator offer works good and well if you've had previous experience running summer camps and courses, is because sometimes business owners don't grow their business very well because they just lack focus. And so if you've already got classes that are running and you're still making sales calls or taking sales calls, and you've still got the opportunity to sell your services, why change things? Don't fix what's not broken, right? And so sometimes it's better just to keep doing what you're doing. And a lot of our clients do that very well. They don't change anything in the summer. They just keep going as normal. They keep running their classes as normal. They don't stop. And so if you think about it, a professional athlete, right? They keep training. The top athletes, they don't switch off over summer. They just keep going. They keep training, and that's why they're the best, right? And so that's what you can be communicating to your parents and students. Okay. And so, yeah, you can just keep running as normal. Okay. So this is best absolutely if you want a business that isn't seasonal. And the only way that this wouldn't work for you is if you're just stuck in the mindset, oh, students don't want to be taught over summer. Sure, you're going to have some students who don't want to be taught over summer and they want a break. That's not a problem. You can just take deposits for the next semester or next school term. That's fine. But you are going to have a load if you keep going, you just run classes as normal, that do want to be tutored, right? You've got to remember there's millions of students out there, right? And so this can work, absolutely. And so all you do with this, you just keep selling your services as normal and teach as normal. Guys, quick interrupt. I hope you're enjoying the video, but I wanted to make sure you picked up your copy of Teaching on Your Own Terms. It's my best-selling book, and it shares with you the exact 5 steps that I've used with over 2,000 teachers at this point, helping them build their dream online teaching businesses. It went to bestseller in 7 categories. It's been featured by NASDAQ in Times Square, New York City. And I know you're gonna love it. Inside of the book, you're gonna learn things like how to position yourself as the go-to tutor in the marketplace, and the offer that you can create to get your ideal students reaching out, and how to communicate that. I'll share with you what I've seen as the best advertising strategies to get in front of new students and parents who want what you've got, how to sell your services, and everything you actually need to include in an online group tutoring business to make sure your students crush it and get great results. There's some free gifts and bonuses in there. I think in the first couple of pages, there's a link. You can go and grab some free gifts on me. But I know you're going to love it. Teaching on Your Own Terms. I'll leave a link down below in the comments, and go and pick up your copy today. Anyone can do this. So if you've got existing students, just remember, some are going to want to take a break. No problem. They'll come back in the fall. You can just take a deposit to lock in their spot early. And again, we'll cover that in a second. I'll show you how you can structure that. Okay, now this simplifies things, as I said, because you can now just focus on doing what was working, or if you're just getting started, what already works for other teachers. All right. And so you need to make money in the beginning during your business, right? And you're going to be able to sell this more effectively. It's going to be easier to sell rather than some summer themed program. Okay. So you just keep taking sales calls as normal. You keep teaching students, enrolling them, onboarding them, and run your lessons as you would. Okay. Now, if students do apply, so you speak to new students and they've got the objection, oh, we're going to be away on this holiday throughout the summer, or we've got a trip there. It's not a problem. Just confirm a deposit and lock in their spot for the full semester again. Okay. Now, in terms of what you do program focus with this, I would literally just have each class running 1 to 2 sessions a week, depends on the price point. Okay. If you're charging $1,000 and more, probably want to have 2 lessons a week. If it's anything below $1,000, I'd be probably be delivering 1 lesson a week. Okay. Groups of 5 to 10 students. You just plot out. So if you're running your business as normal, obviously you would have your schedule, your timetable, and you open up slots as you need to. Maybe you can bring us another teacher in over summer. So if you've already got an existing tutoring business, the summer is a great time to start to hire tutors. Because remember, there's other teachers in the school or classroom who perhaps want to earn a little bit extra over summer. right? Because they're not teaching, and maybe they don't want something super serious they're working and teaching all day long, but they might just want something a little bit more casual. And so this would be a great way, if you've already got a tutoring business, to bring other teachers into the fold, let them teach a few of your lessons, and that way when it comes to the full semester, you've got everything in place to grow your groups. You've got more capacity because you've got other teachers helping you. Okay, so you could also do that. But if you're just starting out, you're just going to be opening up new groups as you fill certain time slots. So you just plot perhaps 6 to 8 or maybe up to 10 hours of teaching that you want to do over summer. You enroll students, you fill those groups, have 5 to 10 in a group. And as soon as that group's filled, you open up the next slot. Okay, and so that's all you want to be doing. Now, of course, you're not just delivering Zoom lessons and that's it. There's the other things you need to incorporate, like start assessments, end assessments. Perhaps we like to see a hybrid model where our teachers that we work with do that very successfully, where students have strategically placed one-on-one calls. So think about like parents' evenings, stuff like that. So you definitely want to have some one-on-one check-ins in. You're probably going to want a parent community, a student community, so you can really build that winning environment. And that's stuff I teach in other videos and other trainings, so you can go and check that out. So in terms of pricing, if you're just getting started, you've got zero teaching experience online, and this is a brand new business for you, I would recommend just an initial 30-day case study program. You can get some testimonials again over summer, and you could just literally just teach for 30 days. It's kind of like saying, let's date before you get married. Unless your sales skills are really good and you're confident that you just be able to go straight in for a 12-week sign-up period for your students, okay? But if you did do the 30-day case study route because you're just starting out, anywhere from 97 to 197 is fine for the students. Remember, it's all about the long-term game, because your goal throughout this 30 days is you have a start assessment and an end assessment, and then at the end you have a one-on-one check-in with the parent and the student, and then of course you're then going to offer them the option to sell or to sign up for the next 12 weeks. Okay, so it's that whole date before you get married scenario. Okay, and then if you're just running classes as normal as well, or if you want to start off with 12 weeks, much better in terms of predictability for the business, consistency, and obviously you can charge more. Okay, and you're going to get more committed students. Plus, there's not going to be many results that the students see in the first 30 days, right? And so, sure, they might boost their confidence. Sure, you can probably help them improve a little bit, but most people see big improvements over a 90-day period, right? So 12 weeks is definitely the way to go if you can do that. And you're charging anywhere from $500 if you're just starting out for the 12 weeks, all the way up to $1,500 plus. Okay. Now, of course, you can provide payment plans and help the parents and students structure that if they can't pay it all at once. But you can absolutely charge more than $1,500 as well. We've got a load of clients charging $3,000 and above. And it just does depend on things like the student that you're serving, so the subject, the age, your sales skills, the amount of testimonials, case studies, results that you've got. Once you've set your price point, you're not set in stone for the rest of your business. Okay. Generally, if you're enrolling 40% of the students you speak to, so if you speak to 10 students, you're consistently enrolling 4 to 5 of those 10. That's a great sign to try and increase your rate, and you'd probably go up in 20 to 25% increments until you find the sweet spot of when your kind of close rate or enrollment sign-up rate drops below 25%. So that's option number 2. Option number 3, which I actually think is the best option, and the reason why I think this is the best option, I'm going to jump into in this, but I call this the pre-sale. Okay, so summer tutoring offer number 3, how you can run your tutoring business in the summer, is don't teach. Okay, because that means that you can just spend all of your time focusing on revenue generating actions, meaning finding new students and speaking to new students and filling your classes for the summer term. Sorry, for the full semester or full term, the new academic year. And that means that you can get everything in place. You're only focused on one thing, and where focus goes, energy flows, right? So if you don't want to teach over summer and you just want to focus on growing your business, bringing a ton of cash, this is the best way to go. Okay. So all you do with this, you keep marketing and taking sales calls. So you're using organic marketing, posting on social media, contacting your friends list if you're just getting started, reaching out for referrals to people you already know, telling them what you're doing for the summer term, or launching ads on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, on your social media platforms, and just taking sales calls. right? And taking then enrollment fees or at least deposits for students to lock in their enrollment place for when the schools go back, okay? So how you do this, when you start to market, you need to start positioning all of your advertising and the message within, so what you're saying in the copy of your adverts or the videos, whatever you're speaking, if you're using video, you need to position about the full term and using summer to get organized and talking about the parents who get organized early can kind of relax over summer knowing that they've got the security, the confidence, the stability that when they go back to school, their children are already set up for success. There's no rushing around. They're already going to have the head start and quickly accelerate in the new academic year. Okay. Now, what you can do, I've seen a lot of the clients that we've worked with over the years do this very successfully. If you've got an existing tutoring business and you've already got students, what you can do is offer all of those students and say, hey, I've got an irresistible end of term offer. If you secure your child's place for the full semester or new academic year, you're going to save 20% or 25% if you pay up front. This will then give you a massive cash injection into your business. So you get a ton of cash that comes in. You can use that as advertising, spend, things like that, to just focus on marketing throughout the summer and make sure you fill all of the other available slots. Plus, if you're doing that, and you've already got an existing business, you could be spending summer finding and recruiting other teachers to help you grow so you could increase class capacity, and that's going to enhance the amount of impact that you can have as well, of course. And so if, for example, you are speaking to new students, you're only just getting started and let's say that it's still a month to go until the new academic year starts, and you can just say, hey, yes, we're just taking enrollment fees. It's 50% deposit now, and then on the first class, we take the 50% of the remaining fee for the rest of the term. And I'd be looking to sell this at 12 weeks for the entire first school term, okay? As I said, this allows you to have a cash injection over summer, and you can just focus on revenue generating actions. It allows you to go all in on growing your business, just getting students signed up so that they can relax over summer. And again, the whole marketing message needs to be around securing your spot early, to have that reassurance, that stability, security, that when the students go back to school, they're already going to gain the edge over everybody else in their class. And so you can go all in on growing your business and just start filling the classes up. So you go back with momentum instead of trying to scrap it out fighting for students. You were ahead of the game, because the last thing you want to do is take the summer off. Why would you do that? I said earlier in this video, top athletes, they don't just jet off for the entire summer break or the off season, right? They're training, they're in the gym, they're refining their skills, their weaknesses to get better. And so you can use the off season, the summer, to grow your business and double down and start speaking to new parents and students and filling your classes, okay? Plus, even if you speak to a load of parents or students and they're not ready to enroll right away, then it's not a problem, yeah? You can just follow up with them when the time comes, and at least you've got them on a follow-up list, because you've probably heard fortunes in the follow-up, and then they'll probably enroll in the new term anyway, okay? Because you planted the seed prior. All right, now, a lot of our clients, you can see on the screen, clients like Dalton hit 1 million after we started working with Dalton in just 10 months. She already had a successful business, but she used a lot of the strategies, and she actually made sure that she was still marketing her business in the summer. Quinita, she quit her teaching job in June. This was a while back. And she didn't stop over summer. She didn't take it off. She started enrolling students, teaching, running classes as normal, and she did 50 grand in the next 12 weeks, okay? Luke, same thing. He was marketing over summer. He quit his classroom job in July of 2024, started marketing over summer, and come September, he was making 10 grand in a single month, okay? Tara, she did 20 grand in September of 2024, and she did 100 grand since January 2024 up until September. She posted this last September, and the only reason she was able to do that is because she was marketing her tutoring business throughout the summer. She was creating follow-up lists ready for when the new school term started. She was signing up people all throughout summer as well. And so the key is to keep marketing your online tutoring business throughout the summer. It's the best time to do it. So that's all I got to say in this video. If you like the video, wherever you watch it, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, or there's a link down below. You can click it and you can go and get signed up for a game plan call with my team, and we'll help you set up all of your marketing, your advertising strategies, give you all of the sales scripts that you need over summer to start enrolling students. And you don't just need to use them throughout the summer, you can use them throughout the rest of the academic year to get results like our clients when it comes to growing your own online tutoring business. So click that link down below, get booked in, we'll speak soon.